A community northeast of Edmonton is concerned over the government's oil production cut. Jackknife Oilfield Services in Bonnyville gets most of its work from hauling heavy oil that's produced in the area, but they, along with other businesses in the region, could be facing major job losses. A recent letter from Calgary-based Canadian Natural Resources Limited expresses concerns about the government's new formula used to calculate oil curtailment. The Reeve from the municipal district estimates that more than 500 jobs in the area could be impacted if CNRL scales back its operations. So let's bring in Danielle Smith from 770 CHQR. She's going to continue the conversation on her show this morning. And it seems like a little bit of a catch-22. So is this policy helping the industry by narrowing that price differential, or is it hurting by, as you just heard, forcing potential layoffs?
Well, yes and yes. I think it's very clear that all of the industry has benefited from being able to sell their product at $42 a barrel, which seems to be the going rate on the crude index, versus $11 a barrel, which is the lowest amount that it got to. So let's just temper the concerns that we have around that, because if that situation had continued, we would have been seeing mass layoffs across all of the industry in all regions. So the real issue here seems to be a change in the formula that happened in December, which particularly disadvantaged CNRL. The stats they put forward was that they're responsible for 24% of production, yet they're bearing the burden of 35% of the curtailment. And so I'm going to talk with the political representatives from that area, the mayor of Bonnyville, the Reeve of the county, as well as the mayor of Cold Lake, to understand the impact that it's going to have. I think what we're all hoping is that once Line 3 gets up and running, a decision on Trans Mountain, the Keystone moving ahead, that will be able to dispense with curtailment altogether, and that this will only be temporary. But in the meantime, whenever you miss out on this key factor, like in this winter period, that's a key money-making month for these companies, then you can have long-term impacts. If people are already just hanging on by their fingernails, it's going to have real impact on real lives. So we're going to find out a bit more about this particular decision, whether something could have been done differently, but also understanding if there's anything that can be done to help with the transition.
Should be interesting to hear from all those officials. Thanks so much, Danielle.
Yeah, my
Our show
pleasure.
gets going at 9:30 a.m. I'll be listening.